Okay, so now we have created our classrooms and we're going to go back to our plan and we're going to create services and courses. Now, services are basically the products, what we sell and what we teach. So it can be math, yoga, massage, and they belong to a course. So it's going to be a course, not a batch, and the service, not a product. Initially, I had different names, but I decided to make these names because these names sound better. So a course is basically where students are enrolled and something that a teacher teaches, like a user teaches math to some students, and this is going to be a course. And later on, we're going to work on the functionality of adding students to a course. But for now, we're going to first add our services. Now we're going to create a services table with a name, a duration, and client price. Name, basically math, yoga, massage, whatever. Duration, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. And client price, when we are going to be working with money, this is going to be how much students are going to pay to visit a lesson. Now let's create this table. So services, let's type Rails generate scaffold service. It will have a name, it will have a duration integer and client price integer. Okay, let's run this migration, but we're going to also once again say that we don't want to add helpers, assets, controller specs, and so on, so that we have a cleaner migration. Okay, now let's have a look at the db migrate, create services. Okay, let's run Rails db migrate. And let's start the server and have a look at our services. Okay, I will go to /services. And here we are, no services yet. Let's give one a name, math, duration 30 minutes, client price 15, for example. Okay, so we have created our services table. Now let's save our changes and we'll add later on some service validation. So git status, git add all, git commit m, create services table. Okay, now we're going to add some services validations. So at the moment, we can create a service with any name or without a name, with any duration, with any client price. Let's add some validations. Let's go to our service.rb, and the same as we did in classroom RB, we're going to add the same code for validating the name. Okay, and we will also want to validate the integer fields. We have two integer fields. So now we need to have a name, and the duration and client price can be anything. Now we're going to add some numerical validations. So we will say validates duration numerically, and it will be greater than or equal to let's say 0, and less than or equal to, let's say, what can that be the maximum duration? Let's say 3 hours, 180 minutes. So 180. Let's see if this validation works. I will try to create a service once again. And maybe I made a typo. Let's try once again. Let's see. Rails validates numerically. Maybe I made a typo somewhere. Numericality sounds strange. Let's check the official guide. Numericality, not numerically. That's interesting. Let's see if it works. Okay, duration is not a number. Let's make it a really big number. It has to be less than or equal to 180. Let's make it -1. Must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and we'll do a similar validation for the client price. So the same client price, but here we are going to have everything in cents. Now, this is an integer field, and for price, I really recommend using integer fields, and we'll come to the reason why later. But basically, it is the more correct way to calculate money without decimals, without floats. So, for example, $100 is 10,000 cents. So this is $100. $199 would be 99.00 cents. So let's make it $100. Okay, and we've added these validations. Now we can create some services. So let's say math, duration 45, client price 0. Name has already been taken. Let's make it yoga. Okay, and we can actually add some seeds. So let's go to our seeds.rb file in db seeds and add some seeds so that when we recreate our database, we have some default classrooms and services. So we will say classroom dot create name will be, let's say, room 1, and we'll do the same for a few classrooms, just room 2 and room 3. And we're going to do the same for service.create. It will have name, let's say, math, duration 45, and client price 0. Actually, when working with price fields, it would be cool to add some additional validations like default 0 and null false. So there can not be an empty field and it cannot be 0, but we can come back to this later. Okay, so service create, name math, and we'll do the same for a few services. Let's say massage, let's say yoga, and that will be it. So now we will add these 3 services to our table, but we already have math and yoga. So let's try anyway running the seeds. I will comment out the things that we don't want to populate in seeds and stop the server and run rails db seed. We're going to get an error that a few values exist or we won't. Interesting, interesting. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to services. Yeah, and it worked. We managed to create new values. Interesting, maybe because of uppercase. Let's try to create a new massage. Let's say 0, 0. Name has been taken. And we managed to create a massage from a small letter. So we can add some case-sensitive validations. So we will go to service.rb and let's say case uniqueness. And maybe here we will have something about case sensitive. Let's have a look. Okay, I guess I will have to Google it. Rails uniqueness case insensitive. So maybe we will need to add something like case sensitive false. Let's see if it works. Okay, we're getting some error. Case sensitive validator doesn't exist. Okay, let's have a look. Actually, here's another answer. Validates uniqueness of name, case sensitive false. So we can try to add this uniqueness validator in a separate line. Validates uniqueness of name and case sensitive false. Let's see if this works. Okay, now I have created a new service named ABC. Let's make a service named ABC. Name has been taken. Let's make it from a big letter. And name has been taken. Okay, so now our uniqueness validator really works because it is also case sensitive. And we can also actually add this case sensitive validator to our classrooms.rb. So here's classroom.rb. And here we have validates uniqueness of name, case sensitive, false. Okay. And actually, if we go into this active record validations documentation, we can also write it like this with a slightly different syntax. So yeah, I think this approach is better. So validates name, uniqueness true, case sensitive false. We'll make it for our classrooms and for our services. Like this, and looks nice. And let's also add our services to our navigation. So we will go to our views, layouts, header, and here we're going to add our services. So let's say services. We will have services path here and here. And we will select another image. Let's say, as far as I remember, there must be something like tags. Okay, so we have our classrooms, our services, and our users. And we have some nice validations for both classrooms and services. And we have also added our seeds. So looks nice. Now I'm going to commit the changes. Let's see. Git status, git add all, git commit services, validations. And now I push. And that's it. Thank you.